So the idea behind this video was to take two fried chicken dishes from different parts of the world, the popular Indian dish Chicken 65 and the classic American Nashville Hot Chicken, taking the ingredients of one and using the techniques of the other to bring the two dishes together in the ultimate Indian-inspired fried chicken sandwich. And what was the result? Stick around to find out. Let's get adventurous. We'll start by making an Indian-inspired spice mix, which we're going to use through multiple steps of the recipe to give the sandwich a solid flavour base all the way through. And for this, we'll need 2 tablespoons of Kashmiri chili powder. If you don't have Kashmiri chili powder, you can use any other mild chili powder or a blend of paprika and cayenne pepper. Then 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and then half a teaspoon each of onion powder and garlic powder.
And a tiny whisk. Coming to the rescue to make all of our different powders evenly distributed and homogeneous.
Sorry, I'm not quite sure what happened to my voice there. And this is going to give us a pungent, spicy and fragrant flavour base. So the first thing we're using that spice mix for is our Chicken 65 marinade. So half that spice mix is going into a bowl, followed by a 1/4 cup of plain yogurt, about a teaspoon of freshly grated ginger, 2 cloves of grated or crushed garlic, half a teaspoon of salt, and the juice of half a lemon. Then mix that all together to thoroughly combine. I'm using chicken thighs today. They're a good size for a chicken sandwich without having to trim them down, and it means I don't need to be too precious about cooking time because they're so forgiving and will stay really juicy even if they get a little bit overcooked. So toss them straight into the marinade, mix them around, make sure they're all nice and covered, and then leave them for an hour or so, or ideally overnight. And that's our Chicken 65 marinade complete. Now here's where this recipe deviates from being classic Chicken 65 to something a little bit different. So normally with Chicken 65, after it's fried, you'd take some fragrant ingredients like ginger, garlic, and fresh green chili, sometimes with some extra spices, sometimes with some tomato paste, chop that up, throw it in a pan, give it a bit of a sizzle to release the flavours, then throw your crispy fried chicken into that and toss to combine. But here's where I'm switching out techniques, because I don't want to do that. I want to take my delicious Indian spice mix, bloom that in some hot oil, and paint it onto the chicken Nashville Hot Chicken style. So what I'm going to do instead is take those same ingredients, still toss them in a pan with some oil, give them a bit of a sizzle to release the flavours, then mix that through some yogurt to make a really tasty, tangy and spicy sauce. Seems like a good idea. Let's hope it works. If you enjoy this kind of kitchen experimentation, then why not give the video a like and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future snacking adventures. So I'm grating about half a teaspoon of ginger and 1 clove of garlic. To that, I'm adding a generous few cranks of freshly ground black pepper and about half a teaspoon of our Indian spice mix. Then I'm slicing up half a green chili and then chopping those slices into smaller chunks. Heat up some oil in a pan over a medium-low heat. Then throw in the chilies, followed by a squirt of tomato paste. That's probably a teaspoon or 2, followed by the rest of the spices. Let those sizzle for 30 seconds to a minute. You don't want to cook this for too long, we're just looking to bloom the spices and release some of those fragrances into the oil. So after about 30 seconds to a minute, take that off the heat and allow it to cool. Then I'm taking a couple of tablespoons of plain yogurt, and to that I'm adding this beautiful, fragrant, spicy Chicken 65 oil. I'm mixing that until it's thoroughly combined and then giving it a taste, and it's really good, but it needs a touch of salt to bring out the flavour a little bit more, and a pinch of sugar for balance. Give that a really good mix until they're dissolved, taste it again, and adjust further if it needs it. But as it is, this tastes amazing. I actually just want to go off right now and make a big batch of this so I can put it on absolutely everything. It's really, really good. By now, our chickens had plenty of time to marinade, so the next step is to dredge it in some Chicken 65 spiced flour. So I'm just filling a small tray with some plain flour, and then I'm seasoning that with about a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of our Indian-inspired spice mix, and then mix that until it's all combined. I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of baking powder. This should help to keep the breading nice and light and crisp. Then we're using the old fried chicken shop technique by drizzling a little bit of our marinade into the flour. This helps to create little lumps of breading that stick to the chicken and cause it to have lots of little nooks and crannies, which will crisp up beautifully when it fries. Take the chicken from the marinade, throw it in the flour, toss some flour on top, and then toss it around in the flour until it's all evenly coated. We want a nice even coverage of flour with no wet spots left behind. And now it's frying time. Take your frying vessel of choice and fill it with a neutral flavoured oil with a high smoke point. If you've got a deep fryer, that's great. I don't, so I like to deep fry in a wok, but a large saucepan would work just as well. I'm going to start the oil heating. I want that to heat up to about 190 degrees Celsius. That's going to take a little while, but I am going to put a temperature probe in it and keep a close eye on it to make sure it doesn't get too hot. The last thing we want is a fat fire, and I do have my fire blanket close by. But to make good use of time, while that's heating, I'm going to prepare my bun and garnishes. And whenever I think Indian food and garnishes, I think freshly sliced red onion. So that's where I'm going to start. This will add a nice fresh pungency and a little bit of that oniony bite. And then I'm just placing these evenly across the bottom bun. Then next up, because this is partially inspired by Nashville Hot Chicken, we're laying down a sweet and tangy layer of pickle chips, a common accompaniment to Nashville Hot Chicken. And then to the top bun, I'm simply adding a very generous dollop of our chicken 65 inspired sauce. And now that my oil is up to temperature, I'm very carefully lowering in both pieces of chicken. The cold chicken should cause the oil temperature to drop, and it should equalize at about 160 degrees. And I'll aim to keep it at around that temperature and let it fry for 6 to 10 minutes or until it's golden brown. With thicker pieces, I would temperature probe these to make sure they're properly cooked. You might want to do that too, but today, because they're chicken thighs and they're relatively thin, I'm pretty confident that by the time these are nice and crispy and golden brown, the chicken will be nicely cooked all the way through. So we'll just let those fry away. We'll give them one turn during the cooking time to make sure they're browning evenly on both sides, and then when they're done, we'll remove them and put them on a plate with some paper towel to drain and absorb any excess oil. And now, taking inspiration from Nashville Hot Chicken, while everything's still piping hot, we're going to take whatever spice mix we've got left, put it in a heat-safe container, and very carefully add some of that scalding hot cooking oil. Give that a good mix, and this hot oil should cause all of those spices to bloom and release all of their flavor and aroma, leaving you with a brightly colored and highly flavorful oil. And again, while the chicken's still nice and hot, we're going to brush on a generous coating of that flavored oil. This oil will soak into the breading and give an extra dimension and depth of flavor. And as long as both the oil and the chicken are both hot, everything should still stay nice and crispy. Then to assemble this bad boy. One of these pieces of chicken would easily be enough for a satisfying sandwich, but I'm feeling adventurous, so today I'm going for a double. And I think that looks pretty darn good. It looks like a Nashville Hot Chicken sandwich, and it smells like a fragrant Indian curry house. I can't wait to give it a try. And it's one heck of a mouthful, but it's good. It's really, really good. It's satisfyingly crunchy and packed with Indian spices. It's hot and spicy, it's fragrant, the condiments add a beautiful freshness and balance, and the sauce. Oh, that sauce. So good. Absolutely the best fried chicken I've had in a long time. Try watching this video for some great tips on how to make a super crispy classic fried chicken sandwich, or check out this video for a wacky but delicious Flamin' Hot Cheetos fried chicken sandwich. And until next time, happy snacking.